If this world were mine. Good morning and welcome to a Sunday edition of Full Transparency Trading, where I am your host Sebastian, and today we are talking about the MNQ, the micro Nasdaqs, setups, and how I enter a trending trade. Well, for starters, we're going to go over here and show you my setup, or the average setup, I should say. This isn't necessarily my setup. It's 300 ticks to 150 ticks, so a 2-to-1 trade will give you plenty of breathing room if you're entering at the right time. Some people go 1-to-1, which would be 300 to 300. I don't like going 1-for-1, because if you lose a trade and you win a trade and you don't get as much in the win as you do in the loss, it's not going to be beneficial towards you overall. I don't disagree with going 1-to-1. I just don't like going 1-to-1 for my particular style of trading, right? If I was going to be sitting a lot longer, 1-to-1 is fine. You know, you still have to stay ahead. So what happens is $300 is the take profit. $300 is not where I just accept 300 and be like, this is enough, right? I'll accept the loss of 150. I won't accept the 300. If we're heading towards 300 at a healthy clip, what I do is I go double 300. Shoot it up there. Basically adding my initial stock again. So if I go 1,000 and we're approaching 1,000, I take it to 2,000. If we're approaching 2,000, I take it to 3,000. If we're approaching 3,000, I take it to 4,000. You see what I mean? I'm adding another one, adding the full position every single time I'm trading. And as you can see, we made it to the full position. I didn't get to the full position, and I'll show you the trade that I took right now, right? So where do I get in off of a trend that's already formed? Cool. You can do it downside, you can do it upside. What I'm looking for is a previous resistance area that's going to act as support, right? So this was a support area previously. It was a resistance area down here. When we get past it again, it should act as support. So you see the 90 EMA turning up. You see we crossed the 23 EMA on this candle right here. I never get in on this candle because I don't know how far down it's going to pull back. But once it starts to pull back and we hit the 23 and I see we don't cross the 23, I enter the next candle. So what I do is I set my trade at the candle wick right here, and then that gets me in, and we actually just barely tap it to get me into the trade, but I do get into the trade, and then it sends me north and I get $200 out of that. And then this trade happens, right? So the pullback is always going to get me out, but what the reason for that is I lock in profit at the bodies of candles like this right here, and then I enter off volume imbalances, which are these blue boxes with these little light blue lines in them, and the red box with the little light red lines in them. So where do I get in on this next trade? Simple. There's a volume imbalance right here. There's a volume imbalance right here. There's a candle wick that was acting as resistance right here. It's going to act as support for me. So I just set my trade up on that candle, and then I protect to the bodies of these candles right here, which for me, $70 is about right there. For 150, it'll put you right below these, doubling the amount that I did, right? So then let's go ahead and watch it. And where am I looking to lock in profits? My next profit target to lock in is right here, the bodies of these candles. They're acting as resistance and support. So you see we get there and we're like, okay, we're gonna go right there, put the mark there, and we're gonna lock it in. So the preference is that we go through the 200 EMA first and then pull it back, but I'm ready to lock in. I lock in my profits a little bit too soon. We immediately get waked out, but even then I made $200 and $178 back to back. I added one more $100 trade later on with one contract for my third trade of the day, and we made $477 on NQs. Now, the rest of the day, we would actually go up from this 1:30 time frame to 4 p.m. another $10 on SPY. So if I wasn't so aggressively trailing, I honestly could make a lot more money. And one day I'll get good at trading a full range, but for right now, I trail aggressively for things like this that happen frequently, actually. We're going up, we're trending. All of a sudden, we get a massive sell-off. So that's why I trail so aggressively. You are free to do this however you like. You can go the 300 to 300. You can go the 300 to 150, which I would say is preferable for most traders, a 2-to-1 type of a trade. But 2 micro contracts is all you need to start making decent money on a daily basis, protecting yourself with $150, aiming for $300. If you hit that $300 really fast, so be it. That's a really good trade. But if it's giving you more, allow your trade to breathe by doubling the amount that you're going to take and just following it with your stop loss, locking in profit the whole way. You guys have a great day. Happy Sunday. As always, take the easy money. This has been another Full Transparency Trading session where I'm your host, Sebastian, and I'm out.